property can be, I think it's fair to say, a fabulous investment. And if you know what you're doing in property and you're able to skillfully select properties that can appreciate in value, you can do very, very well from investing in property. And historically, lots of private clients and lots of individuals in the UK have done extremely well from doing that. I think it's fair to say that when it comes to investing, what you don't want to do is put all your eggs in one basket. And property can often be an asset class that people, tend to sort of overexpose themselves to. For most of our clients, certainly, one of the largest investments and assets that they own is their own home. Now, whether or not you see your investment, your home as an investment or as a place to live is kind of down to the individual. But broadly, you have a huge exposure financially to where you live. And it may be that is enough exposure to property and asset class for some people. Others who feel they want to have more can absolutely, do that through buy-to-lets or furnished holiday lets or just other properties that they own. But I suppose I would urge, first of all, caution in having too much of one kind of investment. And that goes for stocks and shares as well. You need to make sure that you have a broad spread to your investments. With property in particular, there are a number of factors that can make, I suppose there are barriers to entry to doing so. First of all, is the minimums required. Whilst to buy a house or buy a flat or buy a property, there could be much higher minimums than, for example, investing into markets where you can do so very, very cheaply with very low amounts these days. Second of all, is stamp duty. You need to consider the cost of that. And I suppose third and finally, when you think about the liquidity, it is very, very easy to sell stocks and sell liquid investments like that, whereas property can take many months or years even to sell at times. So what you need to do is consider kind of how that asset class, the property asset class, will behave in comparison to other asset classes. It's not to say that it's not going to have a better long-term return, but it's going to come with some compromises that you might not always see in the equity markets. So I think the best advice I can give anyone who's sort of juggling between the two and trying to pick either or is try to consider having both as part of a balanced portfolio. I would actually also guide you to our Killick Explains videos. Our head of education, Tim Bennett, has done many videos on exactly this topic, bricks and mortar versus stocks and shares. And if you find our Killick Explains videos online, there are at least 4 or 5 videos that go into more detail on this and really pull apart this question in more detail.